Hi, it's time for Good Energy, and I'm Dr. Julie. And today it's a little cold, so I'm out in the sun rather than sitting on the steps. Today is Bodyful Day 54, and we're talking about hearing it in your bones. All right, if you have such things, tuning fork, always fun to play with. And if you don't have it, or if you've got this sitting around, bone conduction headphones. That's what we're going to talk about today. All right. So let's take a deep breath in and release. Deep breath in from the bottom of your ribs, all the way in the back, all the way up to the top. Deep breath in. And release. Think about all the gunk you've got going on today, and whether it be parenting or too much time doing televisits and teleseminars and telemeetings. Take a deep breath in and release. I'm feeling it right about here today. It's an adrenal point. Little too much stuff today. All right. So today is about hearing. And what's interesting is that up until now, almost every single video that I've put out about hearing has been about auditory perception, has been about the perception of the sound that's coming in, not actually your experience of it. You're going to go, well, no, it's actually your let me redirect. That's actually your interpretation of the sensory information that's coming in. So perception is your interpretation of what the neural firing is. And I've briefly talked about the neural firing, the fact that this is just one continuous sound wave coming in, and the fact that you're able to break it into its separate streams, or the fact, the last one we did, I think it was day 49 maybe, about the fact that you do top-down interpretation of what you hear, which is why you get, instead of parse and brown, you get parched and brown. So today we're talking about perception. No, sensation. So today we're talking about something different. And in the sensation of sound, there are two different ways to sense sound. One, by sensing it. No, there are two different ways to get information into your sensory organ. One of it, which is through sound waves going into your auditory canal, and the other which is vibrations going into your bones. So this is the classic Rhines test, where you put the tuning fork on top of your head and you see if you can hear it, and then you put it over by your ear and see if you can hear it. There's the tone, and I can hear it when it's on top of my head, and I can hear it when it's near my ear. That is Rhines test. And Rhines test is a test for conduction loss versus sensory neural loss. All right? Conduction loss is that there's something blocking the air getting into your eardrum, and causing the vibration. Or there's an issue with the bones that are supposed to take that vibration and put it into your cochlea, which is what you hear with. And the classic example of conduction hearing loss would be when you can hear here and you can't hear here, but the reason why is that there's something blocking your ear. Earwax. Classic example. There is sclerosis in the ear that can do the same thing, where those tiny bones, because your three smallest bones in your body are in your ear, and when those bones get arthritis in them, they can also stop vibrating, and that is also a form of conduction hearing loss. Now, the interesting thing is that you can play around with this, and you should be able to hear just as much as you hear here. And you can kind of give yourself a quick assessment on whether or not you've got something blocking the sound getting to your cochlea versus not. Now, these are what are called bone conduction headphones, because they are not designed to go into your ear, but in fact are designed to go up here on your head. Yep, there we go. And they are designed to go on your head to conduct the sound into, I gotta see if I actually am wearing them right. No, they can go here. They conduct the sound into your head, into your skull, which then conducts the sound into your cochlea, and the vibrations are then picked up. Now, the cool thing about bone conduction headphones, especially for those of you who cycle and run and walk, is that bone conduction headphones mean that your auditory canals are still open. So you can hear passing cars, you can hear people approaching, and you still get your joy of having your music or your podcasts without the decrease in your sensory capacity around you otherwise. You don't have these in your ears, so you can hear more things. So, if you are looking for a way to tap into that different form of hearing, not just the air vibrations, the sound waves, but tap into this bone conduction, you can look for headphones that do bone conduction, that are designed around bone conduction and are not designed to go into your ears. These are just some really cool things that happen with sensory when you look at the sensory capacity of hearing. And so you might say, well, we can have conduction loss. We can have also sensory neural loss, and that's when you can't hear both with on top or in the ear. And that's usually comes with age, being unable to hear, and that's where you have the addition of your hearing aids to help with hearing. All right, so today was less about an experience, unless, of course, you have a tuning fork around, and then you can do one of these maneuvers, which is really fun. Or you have some bone conduction headphones, but it's more of an educational, what's another way to get sound into the body. And we know that there are ways to get sound into the body because you can play music in water and you can hear it, but you don't hear it through your ears, you hear it through the vibrations in your body. So I guess you could go do that. You could go play music underwater and see what happens. But not today, it's a little too cold. All right, let's finish off the day with our breathing. Take a deep breath in. And release. All right, I hope you have had a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.